Editing is my favorite part of the creative process because it's where your full vision and story really start to come together. Hi, my name is Idara Ekpoh, and I'm a portrait photographer, creative director, and educator. And in this 8-part series, I'm going to walk you through my creative workflow when it comes to editing portraits. My goal with this series isn't just to show you how these tools work, but how they can support storytelling and help bring more intention and depth into your creative process. In this first video, we're gonna walk through my entire creative process in Adobe Photoshop. So we're gonna start off with this image that I took inside of a studio, and I really wanna take y'all through the process of raw image all the way to final and completed product. And so we're gonna start off in Camera Raw, and I really like to start here because I think it's a really great way to just quickly fix some things in regards to your lighting, your color balance, tint, etc. So obviously I made some adjustments to the light, and then I'm gonna also probably make some slight adjustments to, let's go to the color mixer. I'm just kind of intrigued what happens to the yellows in the photo. I do want to be careful because I do know that sometimes it might pick up her skin, but I kind of want it a little bit more golden there. I'm going to keep the color grading until I actually get into my actual editing. So then we can go ahead and look at that before and after. And then I'm going to go ahead and click open, and then it's going to go ahead and send our photo into Photoshop. First thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna duplicate my layer, and there are a couple of things I really want to do. So I think I'm gonna first start off with utilizing Generative Fill. I'm gonna grab my lasso 2 over here in the corner, and you'll see here that I shot this pretty wide. And the reason why is because I really wanted to give myself some space so that way later on I could expand out the background if I wanted to, which is essentially what we're gonna do now. So I'm gonna come in here, just gonna quickly make a selection around our subject, making sure to also grab the background as well. I'm gonna click on Generative Fill. I'm gonna try to add a prompt. Expand the background and click Generate. See it? Bam, beautiful. And then I'm gonna still come in here and use Generative Fill to kind of clean up some different spots as I see fit. So that's our before and that is our after. Really happy with how that looks. I'm gonna title this Gen Fill. So now the next thing that I'm gonna do, I kind of wanna go into coloring. I love to utilize Selective Color as a way to color my images. So I'm gonna start with the reds, and I kind of just take it one by one just to see what this is doing to my image. Now the reds I know are going to specifically impact her skin, and so I'm gonna be mindful. I'll go back and toggle the eye icon on that layer so that way I can frequently see what I'm doing. I don't want her looking too red, so I'm gonna pull back there on the reds. Kind of like the depth that's there in her skin now. Yes, I think I'm gonna cool it up a little bit. Okay, we're looking good. So that is our before and that is our after. I really like how that looks. I'm gonna call this layer reds. Then we're gonna go ahead and go back to Selective Color again. And then I'm gonna move to the yellows this time. We did do a little bit of color grading on the yellows within Camera Raw. However, sometimes I just like to come back here and do a little bit of adjusting there. Yeah, I like how rich that yellow is looking now. So I'm gonna call this yellows. And then we're gonna go ahead and come back here, Selective Color. I think I'm gonna make my way to blacks because I wanna see what this is gonna do to like the general blacks in the photo. Ooh, that's really nice. Ooh, yeah, I like that. That's the before and that's the after. I think that's looking really, really good. I'm seeing a couple of lines that just need to be cleaned up a bit. I'm using the healing brush right now, and I'm just using it to quickly go in and just clean up some of those spots. And then I'm gonna call this our blacks. I wanna add a couple of different things. So I'm gonna add some grain to this image. I think sometimes adding grain is just a really nice way to give you more of like a film look. Oh yeah, I really like the way that's coming out. Kind of want to add a curves layer as well. I'm just gonna do a little quick S curve, and then I'm gonna do brightness and contrast. I wanna add a little bit more contrast in there and reduce that brightness just a bit. Ooh, that looks really beautiful. Okay, perfect. So let me go ahead and group some of these things together. We're gonna group our Selective Color. So I just like to select my layers, click on the folder, and then you'll see that it groups it all together. So I'm gonna call this Selective Color. And then grain, I'll just call these like additional adjustment layers. So where this was, we could have left it here and just kept everything kind of black and true to what we saw in our eyes. But I think the power of editing is really being able to utilize these tools to enhance our images and just kind of give ourselves a bit of creative freedom. So I really love how this kind of came together, and I specifically love adding color to my blacks. I think that really helps to add a bit more contrast and depth to the overall image. So yeah, I think this came together really nicely. I'm really proud of this final product. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this episode and learned a thing or two about how to edit your portraits in Adobe Photoshop. Make sure to check the description box so that you can download a copy of this episode's portrait so that you can go ahead and practice some of those tips on your own. I am going to catch y'all in the next episode where we're going to talk about a faster way to organize your Photoshop files utilizing layer cleanup. So I hope to see y'all there. Bye.